Honestly, getting more people into watches has become a big part of who I am, and of course what this channel is. Whenever I see someone out in public that might show some interest in watches or ask me questions, I always do all I can to encourage them to continue to let this curiosity shine. However, the world of watches is one that can be overwhelming with the plethora of options that you have as a buyer and with the amount of information needed to make an informed purchase. What's going on, everybody? My name is Baldassarre, and in this video we are going to be talking about beginner watch buying mistakes and things that are overlooked when you're first getting into watches. These mistakes will be both things to consider when buying, as well as things that are often overlooked shortly after buying that might cause damage to your new watch. So guys, let's jump into it. First up is not really a mistake, but something I think so many people overlook when they're first getting into watches. About a year ago, I was having a conversation with one of my friends who is yet to be the watch fan that he is now, and we were talking about Apple Watches. One of the top reasons he stated that he liked Apple Watches was because he said he could switch the straps. And I just remember looking at him really puzzled, and I was like, what do you mean? I think this conversation serves a really important point. Many newcomers believe that they are married to the strap that comes with their watch. Even worse, I know many people that make an entire watch buying decision based on a watch strap. One of the best aspects of being a collector and an enthusiast is just having the ability to change the straps based on outfits or just giving a watch a totally different look. If you guys are interested in learning more about straps, I've done a whole video about where to buy watch straps as well as how to change them out. The other thing I will mention is I have a watch strap line going to be launched by the end of the summer. I'm working on my shop right now. If you guys want updates on that, I'd recommend going to the site, filling out the form so we can keep you up to date when it does go live. That's my shameless plug for the video. The next point is one that I have addressed on this channel before as well, the incredibly misleading concept of water resistance. So if you're buying a watch and it says that it's 30 meters water resistant, you would probably guess that that watch would be suitable for being able to swim down 30 meters. Or at least jump in the pool with it. However, unfortunately, this is completely not true. A watch that is 30 meters water resistant is just splash proof. In other words, this is not a watch that you want to be getting wet at all. If you are interested in learning more about the truth behind water resistance and what goes into the different ratings and what they mean, I will link to a video that I have done all about water resistance, the testing, in the description down below. Next up is more of something to avoid after you get a watch. And it is mostly prominent in affordable watches. However, it is still best to never do this, and that is changing the day or date function when the time of the watch reads between the hours of 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. The reason for this is fairly simple. Although the date and the day, it changes over close to midnight, the gears that make the change happen to engage a little bit earlier in some watches, and it takes some extra time for this to disengage completely in its aftermath. The result of changing the day or date while the changeover is happening can lead to a misalignment in the date or day window and can also cause free and loose parts to go about in your watch. So this next point is not just a point that I think newcomers experience and overlook, it's really every watch enthusiast. And that is understanding the dimensions of a watch. And yes, knowing the case diameter is of course important. However, I would argue that it is not the most important factor to consider. Things like case height and lug-to-lug height are incredibly crucial in determining how a watch will wear on your wrist. For me, I have found that some 42mm case size watches fit better than a 40mm watch as a result of their case height. Let's use my Nomos Orion as an example. The case measures in at 35mm. However, when you factor in the lugs, this 35mm watch wears more like a 38 to 40mm watch with its 44.4mm lug-to-lug height. In fact, that is bigger lug-to-lug height than my Younghans Maxwell Chronoscope, a watch that comes in with a 40mm case. What do you think of this list? Is there any points that I missed? I'd love to hear your comments down below about other things to consider when you're going ahead and buying a watch, either as a newcomer or a seasoned vet. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, also hit that bell icon so you know when I release content for the future. I also have been starting to post way more watches on Instagram as well, so that's a great way to just kind of stay connected with me on a more personal level. And then lastly, I just started a Patreon. My hope for that is to help fund a new editor for my videos so we can kind of maximize the output. I will continue to edit, but for me, the bottleneck is editing when you're working 50, 60 hours a week. it's kind of tough to keep up with other content creators, and I want to keep the quality and everyone have to sacrifice. So that's just kind of a dream of mine. If you guys are interested, check it out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.